Hello, boys and girls. This is Mrs. Daly coming on for a math lesson today. We have been working on money and counting money using our hundreds chart. Today we're going to combine our skills of adding with counting money, and we're going to do some word problems adding up to $1, $5, and $10. We're going to do it using word problems and analyzing the important parts of the word problem, and then using our hundreds chart to do the skill of adding on when we're counting to add money together. So let me share my screen with you. We're going to do 6 problems today. And the first thing I'm going to do is I want to underline important parts in my word problem. So I'm going to read my whole word problem through, and then we're going to work on underlining important parts, okay? Emily and Chris are shopping at the candy store. Emily buys gum for 30 cents. Chris buys a chocolate bar for 65 cents. Which item costs more? How much will this cost all together? Show the money. So we're not going to work on showing money today because we've done that skill for a couple days now. We're going to decide which one costs more, and then we'll do how much they cost all together. So what's our important words within the story? So first, I always want to look for my numbers so that I know what to put into my problem, because you won't always have the program that will write the problem for you. So my important words are 30 cents for the money and 65 cents. Now we've been talking about a word for adding. Which word helps me remember that I'm adding? Remember, my sign goes like this. Very good, all together. So here's that word, all together. That's how I know that I'm doing my plus sign for adding, okay? So I first want to figure out which one is more. So over here we have our price tags, and we want to look at our biggest place value. So the biggest place value is the tens place. So I have a 3 and a 6. So if I'm not sure which one's bigger, I can go to my, let me make myself bigger so you can see my hundreds chart a little bit better. Here we go. I'm going to go to my hundreds chart, okay? Now I can underline or circle the number 3 because that's one of my numbers. And then the other number that I underlined in the problem is a 6. So if I want to know which one is more using my hundreds chart, the bigger number is the one that is further along in the hundreds chart. Whoop, there's a B, sorry. The bigger number is the one that's further along in the hundreds chart. So which one is further in the hundreds chart, 3 or 6? Very good, 6. So my candy bar over here is worth more, is worth more money. So I'm going to get my pen out and I'm going to circle the candy bar because that is more. Okay, now when we were working on adding, we said it was very important to put our lines to separate our place value, which is always true. When you are doing money, you can see here there's a little decimal point in our amount of money. And you want to make sure that the decimal point stays in a straight line so that your numbers are all lined up together when you add, okay? So I have put those lines on so that we can see that. And now I'm going to use my hundreds chart, and I always start with my smallest place value. So I have a 0 plus 5, okay? So remember, 0 is over here. It just means that I start here, and then I'm adding or counting on how many? 5, very good. So I start over here at 0 and I count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Beautiful job. What number did I land on? Yeah, a 5, right? Any number plus 0 is the same number because you're not changing it. You're not adding or taking any away. You're just staying at that number. So down here below, I'm going to type in a 5. And I want you at home to use your finger to find the 5 on your keyboard and type it in with me. Ready? Beautiful. Okay. So now I'm going to my next place value here in the middle, and I have a 3. So I'm going to circle the 3 because that's where I'm starting. And then I'm going to count on the number that is below it because I want to stay in my same line of numbers. So here where my white arrow is, I'm sticking with these two numbers. So I start on 3 and I count on, how many do I count? 6, beautiful. So it looks like this. Are we ready? I'm going to start at 3 and I'm going to count to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So my answer is the number that I landed on. What number did I land on? Very good, a 9. So with your finger at home, I want you to find the number 9 and touch it. Beautiful. And I don't have any dollars in this problem, so I'm going to leave this one blank. So our answer for how much it is altogether going to cost, so how much money I will need, is 95 cents. Okay? Beautiful job. Let me clear my drawings and we're going to try the next one together, okay? So let me move this over a little bit. There we go. All right, so first step, I always read my words first, and then I'm going to underline important details for the story, okay? So here are my words. Alec and Emily are shopping at the candy store. Alec buys a lollipop for 20 cents. Emily buys a peppermint candy for 10 cents. Which item costs more? How much will it cost altogether? So let's underline our important details first. So I always said or Miss Daly said we always need to underline the amount of money first so that we know our numbers we need. So where is the number in the word problem? With your finger, I want you to touch one of the numbers. Great job. So I see some fingers over here on 20 cents, and I see some fingers over here on 10 cents. Great job, because those are both the numbers that we need. What's the vocabulary word we use for knowing that I need to add for plus? Very good. I see everyone doing all together, so I'm going to underline all together. Okay, so I have 2 questions in this word problem. I need to know which one costs more, so let's do that first. I'm going to underline my biggest place value. So I have a 2 and a 1. And now remember, I'm going to circle those on my hundreds chart, okay? So I'm going to circle the 1, and I'm going to circle the 2. So now I need to see which one is further into my hundreds chart. Which one is bigger? Which one is more? Very good. The 2 is further in. Okay, so that is my bigger number. I'm going to circle my lollipop because that costs more. Beautiful job. So now what I'm going to do is I want to draw my lines on my problem to keep me straight in the column so that I don't mix my numbers into different place values, okay? All right. So we always start on the right-hand side in the smallest place value. Always start on the right. So I have 0 plus 0. Do I have anything? No, right? 0 plus 0 is 0 because I don't have anything to talk about. So with your finger, I want you to find the 0 on your keyboard and type that in. Beautiful job. Okay, so now I'm going to move over to my next place value. And here I am with my white arrow. I'm going to start at the 2. So at home on your hundreds chart, you can circle your 2 or you can get 2 objects. So we're counting to 2, okay? And then what's underneath the 2 that I'm adding? Great job, a 1. So I'm going to start at 2. I'm going to put my finger on my 2, and I'm going to count to 1. 1. What number did I land on? Beautiful job, a 3. So on your keyboard, you are going to use your finger to find the number 3. Great job. How are we feeling so far? Thumbs up for I've got it, thumb in the middle for I'm kind of getting it, and thumbs down for I am totally confused. Okay, that's okay. We're going to keep working. Some of you are getting it. Some of you are like, I don't know what you're talking about, Miss Daly, and that's okay. So we're going to go on to our next set of problems so that we can keep practicing, because the more you practice, the easier it's going to get, okay? So we have 2 problems for adding up to $5. So we're going to use the same skills. We just have a whole nother row to start adding together, okay? So first we're going to read the problem. Then we're going to see which one, circle or underline our important words and numbers. We're going to see which one is more, and then we're going to add them together, okay? So Emily is shopping at the accessory store. She buys a hair clip for $1.50 and a hair pick for $2.35. Which item costs more? How much will it cost all together? Okay. We have a couple different things in this problem. So first, I want you to take your finger and point to the numbers that are in the problem so I can underline those because they're important for us to do the work. Great job. So some of us are pointing to the first one and some of us are pointing to the second one. Beautiful job. Okay. Now I have a word that tells me I need to add. Which word tells me I need to add? Very good. All together. And let's talk about one more word. There's one word that tells me I'm looking for the bigger number. Which one tells me I want the bigger number? Very good. The word more. Which one costs more? Tells me I want a big number, okay? So first, let's talk about which one costs more. So over on my tags, I have $1.50 and I have $2.35. So I'm gonna underline the dollar this time because that's my biggest place value, okay? Which one is bigger, $1 or $2? Very good, $2. It's the same as our last problem. If we underline the 1 and the 2 on our hundreds chart, the 2 is further in. If I said you could have 2 cookies or 1 cookie, everybody would say, Ms. Daly, give me 2 cookies, I'm hungry, right? Because 2 is more. So I'm going to circle my picture of the pick because that is more. Sorry for my crazy circling. I'm having to use the mouse and I'm not so good at it, and that's okay. Sometimes we all have things that we need to work on. All right, so what do I do next? I have my numbers written over here in my problem, but I'm a little worried that I might mix some of them up into different places. So what should I do to make sure that I keep them in the right line? Very good. I'm going to draw my chart on there, right? I'm going to separate them with the lines so that I can help myself stay organized. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but you always want the little decimal point, the little point or period, to be lined up so it's in the same spot because you can't move your numbers over into different place values, okay? So we're going to start on the right. We always start on the right in the smaller spot. And I'm starting at the number 0 and I'm adding how many? What am I counting to? Good. Remember, I'm staying in this column, so I'm counting to 5. So remember, 0's over here and we count to 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good job. Yep, 0 plus 5 is the same number because we didn't change it. So with your finger, you're going to find the number 5 on your keyboard and type it in with me. Ready? Great job. Okay, we're going to move to the next place value, which is in the middle column. And we're going to do 5 plus 3. So we're going to practice adding on. So on your hundreds chart at home, you're going to circle the number 5. And then we're going to count on 3 because that's the other number in our column. So we're going to touch our 5 and count on 3. 1, 2, 3. What number did we land on? Great job, and 8. So with your finger on your keyboard, you're going to find the number 8 and type it in. Beautiful job. Now we have a third column to do. We need to add up our dollars in the last column. So we have 1. So I'm going to circle the 1 on my hundreds chart, and you can do this at home. Or you can just touch it if you don't want to circle, that's fine too. So I'm going to start at the 1, and I'm going to count on 2. So I'm going to start on 1. Whoops. And I'm going to count on 2. 1, 2. What number did I land on? Whoops. Good job. I landed on a 3. So with your finger, I want you to find the number 3 and type it into the box. Good job, guys. Let's try another one, okay? Let me move it on up. So we're going to read the problem. We're going to underline important details. We're going to talk about which one's bigger, and then we're going to add, okay? So Chris is shopping at the sports store. He buys a water bottle for $3.25 and an energy bar for $1.70. Which item costs more? How much will this cost altogether? Okay. With your finger at home, I want you to tell me some important things. What are the important numbers in this story? Great job. I see some of us pointing to the first big number. Good. And some of us pointing to the second big number. Great job. Okay. What's my word that tells me I'm adding? What's my word for adding? Very good. All together. And which one tells me I want to know the bigger number? Very good. More. You guys are getting it. So I'm going to look at my tags down here. I'm going to underline the biggest place value, which is my dollars. And I'm going to use my hundreds chart because I use the hundreds chart to make sure I'm right. Here's my hundreds chart. I'm going to circle the 3 for the first number and the 1 for the second one. Now, which one is bigger? Which one is further into my hundreds chart? If Miss Daly said you could have 1 cookie or you could have 3 cookies, which one would you want? Very good. 3. 3 is the bigger number. So I'm going to circle my water bottle because that's my biggest number. Okay. I need to draw in my line so that I don't mix up my place values. So here is my line down to keep my boxes straight. And this is a good strategy if you're using paper at home. If you're using paper that has lines on it, then you can put it sideways so that the lines are going up and down like this, and then it'll help you keep them into the same column. It's a good trick. All right, so we always start on the right, 5 plus 0. We've done this problem like 3 times now. So if I have 5 and I'm not adding anything to it, so I'm not counting any on, I start at 5, I don't add any, what am I on? 5, yeah, it's still the same number, right? So with your finger, I want you to find the number 5 and type it into the bottom. Ready? Great job. Okay, we're gonna move to the middle column. I have a 2 and a 7. So I'm gonna start with the 2 because that's my number on the top. And I'm going to count on 7 because that's the other number in that column. So I put my finger on 2 and I'm adding on 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. What number did we land on? What number did we end on? Very good, a 9. So with your finger, I want you to find the 9 on your keyboard. Beautiful. All right, we have one more column to do. 3 plus 1. So I'm going to start on my 3 on my hundreds chart. And I'm counting on, what number am I counting on? 1, very good, because that's the other number in the column. So I count 1. 1. What number did we land on? Great job, a 4. Awesome job, guys. All right, how are we feeling now? Thumbs up if we're feeling good. Thumbs down, we're still really confused. Thumbs in the middle, I'm kind of starting to get it. Awesome, I see lots of thumbs in the middle. So we're gonna do 2 more problems for practice, okay? And let me move this over so I can see where they are. All right, I'm gonna do 2 more problems for practice. And this is adding up to 10. Whoops. Okay. Zoom back in so we can see. So remember, for word problems, the first step, we read the problem. The second step, we are going to underline important information. The third step, we're going to see which one is bigger, which one's more. And then last, we're going to add all of our numbers up, okay? So let's start with reading the problem. Chris is shopping at the mall. He buys sunglasses for $7 and socks for $2.25. Which item costs more? How much will it cost altogether? Okay, so what are my numbers in this problem that I need to know? What are my important numbers? Beautiful. Some people I see pointing to 7, and then other people I see pointing to $2.25. That's great. Those are both good answers. What's my word that tells me that I'm adding together? Which one tells me that I'm doing a plus? Very good. The word all together is our word for adding. And then which word tells me I want the bigger number, the biggest number? Very good. The word more. More tells me I want a big number. So let's look at our 2 items that we paid for and underline our largest place value. So for the sunglasses, I have, what number is this over here that I underline? A 7. Beautiful. And then for the socks, what's the number I underline? A 2. Great job. So here we go on our hundreds chart. The first number is a 7, so I will circle that. And the second number is a 2, so I will circle that. Which one is bigger? Which one is further into the place value, or the hundreds chart, excuse me. Which one's further in the hundreds chart? Very good, the 7, right? I have to go more boxes to get to the 7. So 7 is my biggest number. I'm going to circle my sunglasses because those cost more. Remember, more means the bigger number, okay? So now what I want to do is put my lines in so I do not mix up any of my place values. I don't want them to get confused together, okay? So here we go. 0 plus 5. What's the answer to that? You should know that one by now. What's 0 plus 5? Very good. I heard lots of people say 5, and I even saw some people touch the 5 on their screen because 5 is the answer. So with your finger, find the 5 on your keyboard and type that in. Beautiful job. Next, I have 0 plus 2. 0 plus 2. We just talked about that. If I have a number and I add 0, then my number stays the same. So 0 plus 2, if I'm on my hundreds chart, I'm on 0 and I add 2, what number do I have? Yeah, it's still a 2, right? So with your finger, I want you to find the number 2 and type that in. Great job. Okay. We're on the last one. We have 7 plus 2. We're staying in that column. Those are together. So we're going to start at the 7 because that's my number on top. And I'm going to count on 2. So ready? We're going to touch the 7 and move on 2. 1 and 2. What number did we land on? Yeah, we landed on the 9. Great job. So with your finger, find the 9 on your keyboard and type that in. Great job. So can you guys help me read this amount at home? How much is that? Let me draw my dollar sign. So what is this amount? How do I read this? So I'm going to start with the dollars, $9. When I see this decimal point, this dot, I'm going to say and. So $9.25. Great job. All right, let's do one more together, and then we will be finished for today. All right, remember our steps. We're going to read it first. We're going to underline important details. We're going to figure out which one is more, and then we are going to do our adding together, okay? So Emily and Alec are buying items at the flower shop. Emily buys roses for $4, and Alec buys a vase for $5. Which item costs more? How much will this cost all together? All right. With your finger, I already see some of my friends doing it at home. With your finger, touch the money that's in the story problem. Touch the money. Beautiful. Some people are on 4 and some people are on 5. Great job. Which word tells me I want the bigger number? Good, the word more. The word more tells me I want the greatest or bigger number, okay? And then which word tells me I'm adding? Very good. All together is my word for adding. Now this one should be really, really easy because I see lots of zeros in this problem, and I know that zeros don't change anything because I'm not adding or taking anything away. If I have 0, that's just 0, okay? So I put my lines on to help me stay in the right column. So 0 plus 0. Here's my 0, nothing there. And here's my other 0, there's nothing there. Do I have any? No, right? It's still 0. So with your finger on your keyboard, I want you to find the 0 and type it in. Beautiful job. Okay. When I go to the middle column, it's the same thing. Oh, that answer is 0. So I want you to type in the 0 again. Beautiful. Okay. Last column, we need to do some adding. We have 2 big numbers, okay? So I'm going to use my hundreds chart. I'm going to start on the 4 because that's my number on top. And I'm going to count on 5 places because that's my other number in that column, okay? So I touch the 4 and then I count on 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What number did we land on? A 9. Great job, guys. So I want you with your finger to find the 9 on the keyboard. Beautiful job. And how do I read this number? Whoops. Let me try and write that again. Sorry. Oops. I'm having all sorts of trouble. Okay. How do I read this number? It has zeros down here, so are there any cents? No, right? So I just read the dollar part. So this is $9. Great job. You guys did an awesome job adding today. One more time, let me see your thumbs. So if this was easy peasy, you totally understand, you have no questions, you think you got it on your own, I want to see a thumbs up. If you think, I kind of get it with Miss Daly's help, but I'm still need to practice some more, I want you to do your thumb to the side. And if you're still completely, totally lost, I have no clue what I'm doing, thumbs down. All right, I love how you checked in with yourself and you made a choice to say, this is what I need to do. You can do more practice at home. Moms and dads can help you write some problems on paper at home, and you can use your hundreds chart to practice counting on. Or you can look, I'm gonna add a link on here for some adding money games that you can practice at home too, okay? I loved working with you on math. I will talk to you guys tomorrow for our next lesson. Bye.